All right, we will be starting our practice today in child's pose. So big toes together, knees open up wide, sit your hips back all the way onto your heels or as close as you can, and then stretch your arms out in front of you, bringing your forehead down. So you're equally trying to push your hips back towards your heels as you reach your arms away from you. And just take a couple deep breaths here in this first child's pose, settling into your yoga practice, noticing how your body feels today. And remembering throughout the practice, if you ever need to take a break, child's pose is your resting pose. You can always come back to this pose. Now start to connect your Ujjayi pranayama. That means breathing in and out through the nose, slightly constricting the back of your throat so you can start to hear the sound of your breath. And work on making your inhales and exhales even longer so you can use that breath throughout the practice. Then walk your hands to the right side of the mat, placing the left hand on top of the right, creating a little stretch through the left side of your body. And walk it to the other side, to the left side. Right hand goes on top of the left. Now let's bring it to center to a tabletop position. So up to your hands and knees. Inhale, drop the belly, arch your back and gaze up, cow pose. Exhale, tuck your chin in and round your back for cat, creating some movement here in your spine. Inhale as you arch, just warming it up. Exhale as you round. One more time. Inhale to arch. Exhale to round. After your last one, find a neutral spine right in the middle. Thread the needle. Take your right arm, lift it up, and thread it through. Put your head down, and then walk your left hand straight forward. Maybe inch it or crawl it a little bit to the right side to twist a little bit deeper here into that shoulder and upper back stretch. Walk it back into a tabletop and switch sides. Peel the left arm up. Thread it through, put your head down, walk that right hand forward, maybe a little over to the left. So let's reset back to tabletop position. Now gate pose, step your left leg to the side and stand up so you're on your right knee and your left foot. Take your left hand on that left leg and then reach your right arm over your ear, creating that nice side body stretch. Lift up and switch, put your left knee down, step your right leg to the side, right hand on the right leg as you reach your left arm over. Good, back to our hands and knees, reset again in tabletop position. Opposite arm and leg, right arm reaches forward. Left leg extends back, flex the foot, use your core to balance. Exhale, pull your knee and elbow in, crunch it in as close as you can get it. Inhale to extend and reach. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. One more time. Exhale, knee to elbow. And then inhale, extend and maybe hold it or bend your leg. See if your right hand can grab that left foot and kick it back for a back bend. Extend it out long, place it down. Switching sides, left arm forward, right leg back. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, extend. And then one more time, crunch it in, knee to elbow. And extend and hold, keeping the balance or bending the leg, trying to grab your foot, kicking it back for that back bend. Extend it out and then place it down and we'll move into our first downward facing dog. So plant your hands, shoulder width distance, spread your fingers, tuck your toes, lift your hips up. Your feet should be about hips width distance, which is generally about 6 to 8 inches apart. And then we walk it out. We bend the right leg a lot and push the left heel down to stretch into that left calf and hamstring. And then you switch. You bend your left leg a lot as you push that right heel down. Pedal it out a couple more times. And then you can also do the same thing with the arms. Maybe bend one elbow at a time. Just kind of move around and just see how your body feels. When you're ready to settle in, work on shrugging your shoulders down away from your ears, pushing your chest back towards the thighs. Over time, those heels will get closer to the floor. Don't worry if they don't reach the floor yet. Just push them down so you feel that stretch in the backs of the legs. Inhale, come forward to high plank. So high plank, it tells you how far apart your hands and feet should be for down dog, right? So you keep them here. Shoulders, elbows, wrists stacked, feet hips width. Don't shorten your stance. Lift your hips up to down dog. So if that means your heels don't reach the floor, that's okay. Inhale, come forward, high plank without moving the hands and feet. Exhale, down dog. One more time. Inhale, forward, high plank. Exhale to down dog. Walk your feet to the front, take a couple steps, ragdoll. Feet stay hips width, bend your knees a lot, and grab opposite elbows. Let yourself hang here. Maybe you shake your head yes, shake it no. Maybe sway a little side to side or forward and back. Anything that feels good, should feel good on your lower back. Should be a good way also to relax your neck here. Keep a little bend to your knees as you release your arms. Roll yourself up to stand. When you get to the top, lift your arms up. Take your right hand and grab a hold of that left wrist. Pull it to the right for a standing side body stretch. And then switch. Your left hand's going to grab that right wrist and pull it to the left. Back to center. Interlace your fingers here behind your lower back. You can bend your elbows to help you to get them to reach, or you can also hold on to a strap or a towel if your chest is feeling tight there. Inhale, look up and open the chest. Exhale, bend your knees a little bit, fold forward. Knees stay a little bent because we're still warming up, right? Feet are still hips width, and then you're stretching your chest and shoulders here at the same time. Let's release that clasp of the hands, and now you might bring your hands or fingertips to the floor or blocks. We'll cross the feet. Take your right foot all the way behind the left foot. Left leg is crossed in front, folding forward over the leg. Again, seeing how your hamstrings feel. If it feels okay to start to straighten those legs, go for it. If not, don't force it. Keep a little bend in the knees. If you want to add on, walk your hands over to the left side of the mat. It just changes the stretch slightly where you feel it. Then back to center, switch to cross of the feet. So now your right leg is crossed in front, and same options, folding straight forward over the legs, or maybe this time walking it to the right side. Back to center, uncross the feet, bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lengthen to a flat back. Fingertips can be on the shins or maybe on the floor. As you exhale, step to your high plank position. Now this first chaturanga, we're all going to modify together. So lower your knees down, hug your elbows in like you're going to do a tricep push-up, but lower to the ground. Untuck your toes. Inhale for cobra pose. It's just a small back bend. When you lift your chest, you should in theory be able to lift your hands off the floor, right? There's not much weight in my hands. When I'm doing cobra, it's the back muscles that are lifting the chest off the ground. Then lower down. Now push up to your knees to that modified plank position. Then tuck your toes, come back to down dog. So when we move to our sun salutations a little bit later, keep in mind you can always do that variation if you need to modify the chaturanga or the up dog. Now from our down dog, lift your right leg up and step it between your hands for a low lunge. Drop your back knee down, untuck the toes. Hands on that right thigh, making sure that right knee's over the ankle, and then exaggerate sinking into this left hip flexor so you can get that stretch here. You can keep the hands on the thigh or lift your arms up for a little back bend, but without backing out of the lunge. Hands come to heart center, prayer position. Twist to left elbow outside the right leg, or as best you can, getting it there, and then actively pressing through the palms, lengthening the spine as you twist. Now lower both hands down, framing the foot either on the floor or maybe on two yoga blocks. Half split, shift the hips back and straighten your front leg. Don't sit all the way back on your foot. Your hip should be stacked over that front knee, because over time that leg can start to wiggle more forward to one day come into full splits. But right now we're just warming it up. So flexing that foot, bowing over the right leg, stretching into that hamstring and calf on the right side, the back of that leg. Let's rebend it so you can get your hands to the ground and just go straight back to down dog. Reset there. Other side, lift the left leg up, step it forward to a low lunge. Drop that back knee down, untuck the toes. Left knee over the ankle, hands start on that thigh as you sink into that right hip flexor, the back hip flexor. Maybe lifting the arms, adding a little back bend, gazing up. Good. Hands to heart center, twist right elbow, outside the left leg. Press through those palms to twist deeper. Good. As you untwist, bring your hands to the floor or blocks, half splits, straighten the front leg, flex the foot, and fold over your left leg. Now rebend it so you can bring your hands to the floor and make your way back to your downward facing dog. Look forward, step both feet to the front, feet together. Inhale, lengthen your spine, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up to stand. When you come up, exhale, bring your hands to heart center. Mountain pose, Tadasana. So we're going to practice our sun salutation A, Surya Namaskara A. Remember, you can always go back to that modified version of the chaturanga if you need to. Inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale to a flat back. And then exhale, step to plank. Now you choose from the toes or from the knees. Chaturanga push-up. Hug your elbows in and lower halfway. Then you flip over the feet. Inhale, up dog or stay with cobra. If you're an up dog, your kneecaps and your thighs should be off the floor. You're just pushing into the tops of your feet and your hands here. So it's a very active pose. And as you exhale, you lift your hips, flip back over your feet, downward facing dog. Look forward, we step right back to the front, feet together. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. 2 more times, just like that. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Chaturanga, low push up from the toes or knees, elbows in. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, finding your back bend. Exhale, downward facing dog. Look towards your hands, step both feet back to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do it one more time. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, chaturanga, lower halfway. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Look forward, step to the front. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, reverse swan dive up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a few deep breaths here, standing up tall, resetting in your mountain pose. Sun B, the main difference is always 2 poses, chair pose and warrior 1, okay? So we're only gonna do Sun B 1 time because it's much longer than our Sun A. Starting here in your mountain, lift your arms up, bend your legs, chair pose, Utkatasana. Knees and feet are all the way together here. Then exhale, you fold forward and straighten the legs. Inhale, flat back, this part's the same. Exhale, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. From down dog, lift the right leg up. Step in between your hands, pivot your back heel down. We're setting up warrior 1, Virabhadrasana A, lifting the arms up. Back foot should be turned in about 45 degrees. We're attempting to square the hips to the front, bending into this front leg. As you exhale, you bring the hands back to the floor and step back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift the left leg up, step in between your hands, always set up your feet first, you have your balance here, pivoting that back heel down, lifting your arms up for warrior 1. Again, turning that back foot in, squaring your hips. Your back leg is nice and straight, driving that heel into the ground as you lunge deeper into the front leg. Exhale the hands to the floor. Step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. And then we start and end with that chair. So we look forward, step the feet to the front. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, chair pose, Utkatasana. Exhale, stand all the way up, mountain pose. Good, get some water if you want, reset, or just take a few deep breaths from your mountain. Inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down and separate your feet about hips width, about 6 to 8 inches. Take your first 2 fingers like you're making a peace sign and hook onto your big toes. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Relax your neck. Let your elbows flat to the side and pull yourself towards your legs, getting that nice stretch into the backs of your legs. Releasing the toes, we're going to open up our feet a little wider, Malasana, prayer squat. Turning your toes out, probably as wide as your mat or even wider. Hands to heart center. If you have a block here and you need to sit on it, you can sit on it to help you, right? That's one option. If your heels are not on the ground, try taking your feet wider apart. And then use those elbows, push those inner thighs apart, press your chest forward. Try to lengthen your spine instead of hunching it. Push the chest forward to meet your hands, and then use those elbows to open the hips. Good, hands to the floor, toe heel your feet back into your forward fold. All the way together. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step back. Chaturanga, low push up again. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Exhale, down dog. Lift your right leg up. This time, step it outside your right hand for lizard. Drop your back knee down and untuck the toes. So your baby toe or the edge of your foot should be right at the edge of the mat. All 5 toes should be pointing forward to start. Knee is over the ankle. And then you bring your hands or elbows, or again, if your elbows don't reach and you have your blocks handy, you can put your elbows in the blocks. If you don't have blocks, you can also step on your hands. Wherever you're at, you should feel that stretch in your right hip here. You might feel it in this left hip flexor if that's a little bit tighter, but also mostly this right outer hip. Now come up to the hands. We'll do a different variation. You take your right foot, turn it out 45 degrees. So now your right toe is pointing a little to the side. So is your knee, same direction as your toes. Left hand goes down, twist and peel the right arm back and really sink your hips down. And you can hold it there, or you can reach for that back foot and pull it in and get a quad stretch, right hand to left foot. Good, let go. Let's just step back to our down dog and be there. Lift your left leg up, step it outside your left hand, starting with the traditional lizard pose where we untuck the toes, our front toes pointing forward, foot's at the edge of the mat, knee over the ankle, and then hands, elbows, or blocks on the inside of that left foot, getting as low as you can here. Now let's come back up to the hands for the second variation. Turn your left foot out 45 degrees to the side, plant your right hand down and twist, peel that left arm back. And again, if this is a good spot, hold it there or bend that back leg, maybe grab for the foot and pull it in to get that quad stretch on that back foot. Good, let go. Let's all step back again to our down dog. Lift your right leg up, step it forward back to that warrior one that we did earlier, pivoting your back heel down to start, lifting the arms up, hips square. Nice. Now from warrior one, we'll get to warrior two by walking our back foot out a little wider, lining up that right heel to the left arch, hips, chest facing the side wall, arms out like a T. And you should have an even deeper bend in that right leg in warrior two than warrior one because you have that longer stance. Look at your right hand and flip that palm up to the ceiling. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach backwards. Exhale, reach forward into side angle. Lightly place the right elbow on the right thigh with that left arm up to the ceiling. Now you can stay here, or if you want to move a little deeper, maybe bring your right hand onto the floor block on the inside of the foot, and maybe reach the left arm forward for extended side angle, Utthita Parsva Konasana. Creating that long line from your left hand to your left foot. Try to rotate your chest open and look under that armpit to the ceiling. All right, let's lift back up to warrior two. And this time straighten your right leg. Walk your left foot in 1 or 2 inches closer. Shift your hips back. Reach forward, and then place your right hand, either shin, ankle, or foot, left arm straight up to the ceiling, triangle pose, Trikonasana. Imagine if there was a wall behind you, you would be leaning flat up against it. So you're not rounding forward or back, you're like right in the middle. Okay, let's lift back up to stand and then readjust your feet to get back to warrior two. Walk your foot out and rebend that front leg, finding that warrior two position. Look at your right hand, flip the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill all the way to the mat. Step back, chaturanga, low push up. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Other side, lift the left leg up and step it forward. Starting in warrior one on this side with that back heel flat, hips square, arms straight up. And then feel the difference as you open to warrior two, opening the hips, walking that foot out wider, heel to arch alignment, arms like a T, nice big bend in that front leg. Keep your eyes on that left hand as you flip the palm up. Inhale, reverse warrior, reach backwards. Exhale, side angle, starting with the elbow on the thigh and the right arm up. And maybe staying here, or maybe moving a little deeper, bringing the left hand to the floor or block on the inside of that left foot. And if it feels okay in the shoulder, extending that right arm forward. Extended side angle. Come back up to warrior two. Straighten your front leg. Walk your back foot in 1 or 2 inches for triangle. Shift the hips, reach forward till you can't reach any further, and then place that left hand down on the leg, shin, ankle, or foot, right arm straight up to the ceiling, creating length on the sides of the waist here. Use your core to stand up, and then adjust your feet. Walk your back foot out, rebend that front leg, finding your warrior two. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, windmill the hands down, step your way back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then bring your knees down to the floor for a moment in a tabletop position. We're gonna set up for dolphin. It's just like down dog, but on your forearms, so it's a lot more work in the shoulders. So come down to your elbows, measure it out by grabbing the outside of your triceps. That just tells you where to keep your elbows. Then you extend your forearms so that they're parallel and your palms are flat. Your forearms should look like the number 11. Spread your fingers apart, then tuck your toes and lift your hips. Push the floor away. Walk your feet together right in the middle. If you can, walk your feet a little closer to the elbows. Some of that's going to depend on your hamstrings, but you have to really push the floor away with your arms and build that strength in your shoulders. Now you can stay here, or you can add on by floating the right leg up nice and high. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You switch legs, left leg up, keep holding that dolphin, keep pushing the floor away. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now you can bring your knees down, bring them all the way together. Take your arms alongside you, let your shoulders relax, let them round forward. up to tabletop. We'll do puppy pose to help stretch out those shoulders. So puppy pose, your hips stay up in the air. They don't push back like a child's pose. You keep your butt up and you walk your hands forward and you're thinking about melting your chin and your chest to the floor. Hips go back, chin and chest go down. If your chin doesn't reach the floor, just place your forehead down instead. But really think about melting the chest down, and you should feel that deep stretch in the shoulders here and your upper back, your lats. Okay, let's walk the hands in, come back to down dog. Look forward, step both feet to the front, roll yourself up to stand. And then it doesn't matter which way, whichever way you have more space, step to face one of the long sides of your mat. Separate your feet so they're parallel and pretty far apart, maybe 4 or 5 feet. Interlace the fingers behind your back or use your strap. Inhale, look up first, open your chest. Exhale, fold forward, Prasarita Padottanasana, straddle forward fold with the hands interlaced. Relax your neck and just let your head hang heavy towards the floor. Release the clasp of the fingers. Walk your hands through the middle, fold a little bit deeper here. And walk both hands to the left leg, grab your ankle or calf, pull your nose over to the left leg. Then walk it to the right leg, pull your nose over to the right leg. Back to center. We're going to come into frog pose. Pretty certain we did this the other day. So you're coming down to your knees and you're trying to wiggle your knees apart. And you might need to use your hands to kind of help push them further apart. Flex your feet. And then if you glance back, you want to see ankle bone in line with knee, hip in line with knee, 90-degree angle. So it's not a child's pose. You're not pushing your butt back. You're not going forward to get your belly on the floor. You want to make sure your hip is right in line with the knee. That's going to give you the best stretch. And then you can come down to the elbows. Right? And if you don't feel it, use your hands, push those knees wider apart. Flex those feet at all times to protect your knees. And you should feel it mostly in the inner thighs. It's just like a straddle splits from standing, but on the knees instead. Take a couple more deep breaths here in your frog. Now carefully to come out, come up to your hands first. Tuck your toes, lift your knees, and then walk your feet onto your mat where you started in that wide-legged forward fold. Gently bend one knee at a time, move your hips side to side, shake it out a little bit. Find a flat back, put a soft bend to both knees, hands to hips, slowly come up. And then step to the front of your mat. I'm just gonna step back so you can see me better. Tree pose. Right foot can go like a kickstand on the ankle, the calf, or you can use your hand to pick it all the way up to the thigh, but never touching your knee. You do not want to put that sideways pressure on your knee. It's not good for it. So you must be above or below the knee. Engage the standing leg. Pull up, abs in, focusing the eyes. Hands can stay in prayer or lift your arms up to the ceiling, finding your balance. Release that side, shake it out, and then try the other side. Left foot, either on the ankle, calf, or again, you can use your hand to help guide it above the knee on the thigh. Engage this quadricep, focusing the eyes. You might notice one side is different, right? Just do your best to even it out, maybe lifting the arms. And then release. If you're not at the top of the mat, we'll meet back at the top of the mat in our mountain pose. Inhale, reach the arms up. Exhale, swan dive down. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, step to plank. And this time, everybody's going to come to the floor. So all the way down to the ground. Now, to stretch out your chest and shoulder, right arm can be straight like a T or bend it to a 90-degree angle. If it's 90 degrees, it should be like this, like a cactus. Elbow right in line with the shoulder, not up here, not down here. Okay, so just make sure you take a look at it first. Then you put your right ear on the floor and push into this left hand to roll you over so that you're laying here on the right side of the body, stacking the feet, or for a little bit deeper, take that left foot, put it on the floor behind you like a kickstand. Wherever your eyes should feel a good stretch in the shoulder and chest on the right side. Now let's bring it to center and switch sides. So if you had the arm out like a T, take it out like a T, or bend it to that 90-degree angle. Left ear down because we have the left arm down. Push into the right hand to roll over, stacking the feet, or put your right foot on the floor behind you for that kickstand. Now let's come back to center. Forehead or chin down. Take your arms down by your side like airplane arms. Palms face the ground. Squeeze your legs as close together as you can get them. Then we'll lift everything up here. So we lift the chest, the legs, and then float those hands up. And keep your eyes looking down just so you don't crank on the back of your neck. Try to use the back muscles and the glutes to lift the chest and the legs. Hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Bring one ear down. Relax. Now you can either repeat that or interlace the fingers this time behind your lower back. Forehead or chin down. Again, squeeze the legs together and then lift back up, trying to lift your hands away from your tailbone. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release and bring your other ear down. Relax. Now for Superman, keep your feet just about hips width distance apart and reach your arms forward. Thumbs point up, palms facing each other, and then lift everything back up and see if you can get your arms in line with your ears and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come down. Now this last one's a little bit deeper back bend, our bow pose, Dhanurasana. So if that doesn't feel good on your back, or maybe you can't reach your feet, pick any of the other 3 that we just did and repeat one of those. Otherwise, you can bend your legs, keeping your knees and feet just about hips width or maybe an inch wider. Grab for the outside of the ankles. Flex those feet and then really strongly kick through your shins. Like you're trying to kick your shins and your toes to the back wall or door, whatever's behind you. And that's going to help lift your chest up. And hold for 5. Push your quads into the floor. Kick through the shins and lift your chest. 3, 2, 1. Release. Let go of the feet, but keep your legs bent. And gently windshield wiper your shins from one side to the other to release your lower back. When you're ready, press back to your child's pose. Reset your spine here. Take a few deep breaths. Swing the legs around just so you can have a seat. Extend your left leg straight. Step your right foot across for a seated twist. Your left arm can hug the leg or try to hook your elbow outside that right thigh. Right fingertips on the floor behind you to help you sit up nice and tall as you twist. Now, as you untwist, setting up for Janu Shirsasana, you move this right foot to your inner thigh. It looks like your tree pose, but seated. If it's a little tight on the knee here, move your foot further away down by your calf. Flex the left foot, sit up tall, and fold over your left leg. Head to knee pose. But really just bring your forehead as close to the leg as you can, anywhere it can reach. Getting that stretch, the hamstring, calf, but you're also going to feel it in your lower back, maybe also in the right hip, the side that's bent. There's a lot of different things going on. So sometimes it just depends what area feels tighter for where you feel it. Slowly come up and let's switch sides. Take your right leg out straight, flex the foot, step your left foot across, flat on the floor. Right arm hugs the knee or hook the elbow to the outside of the knee. Left fingertips behind you and sit up nice and tall for that seated twist. All right, now as we untwist, setting up for Janu Shirsasana, bringing that left foot in again so it looks like that tree pose. Sit up tall, flex your right foot and fold over the right leg. Slowly come up, one more seated stretch. Let's open our legs out in a V for a seated straddle split. So really try to wiggle those legs as far apart as you can. Flex your feet and then take your right hand, either grabbing the right leg or the right foot, and reach your left arm over your ear, looking under that armpit to the ceiling for that side body stretch. Good, over to the other side. Now as you come up, keep both feet flexed and then walk your hands forward and fold forward. Couple inches, couple feet, just go as far as you can, stretching into your inner thighs, hamstrings, and your lower back. Walk your hands back in, carefully shake out those legs, guiding them together. And then when you're ready, we'll roll all the way down onto our backs. Hug your knees in, give a little rock side to side. Now setting up for lying down number 4, left foot on the floor, cross your right ankle over, making that figure 4 stretch. If your hips are still feeling pretty tight, you can use your right hand to push the leg away and just stay here. Or you're gonna reach your right arm through that hole right through the middle, left arm goes around and you either grab your hamstring or if you can reach, you go for the shin. Then you put your head down and use your arms to pull the legs in. Keeping the right foot flexed, the side that you're stretching, you should feel in that right outer hip. Let's switch sides. Place your right foot on the floor. Cross your left ankle over, find that figure 4 position. And then maybe using the left hand to push the left thigh away and staying there. Or reaching through, grabbing the right hamstring or maybe that right shin. Flex your left foot and then use the arms and pull it in, stretching into that left outer hip now. Now let's release that, hug both knees back into your chest, rock a little side to side. And we're gonna set up for our spinal twist by keeping the right knee hugging in, extend the left leg long. Squeeze your right knee over to your right shoulder. And open your right arm out like a T and use your left hand to twist that right knee across your body as close to the floor as you can, while also trying to keep your right shoulder down. And if it feels okay in the neck, turn your head, look to the right. Bring it back to center. Hug both knees in so you can neutralize the spine in between sides. Then keep just the left knee in, extend that right leg long, squeeze the left knee to the left shoulder. Open your left arm like a T, use that right hand to twist that leg across your body and take your spinal twist to the other side. Bring everything back to center. Give both knees one more squeeze. Wrap your arms all the way around your shins. Bring your forehead to your knees. Give yourself a big hug. And then let everything go as you come into Shavasana, our final relaxation. Extending the legs out long and letting the feet just fall open. Arms relax alongside you, palms facing up. Then take your shoulders, try to shrug them down away from your ears to help keep your neck long. As you close your eyes, clear away any last remaining thoughts. Take a nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting go of that ujjayi breath and just letting your muscles start to relax deeper into the floor. Slowly begin to wiggle your fingers and your toes. Start to bring some small movements back to your body. Maybe draw a couple circles with the wrists and ankles, moving them in both directions. Maybe gently moving your head a little bit side to side. Anything that feels good to you. And then when you feel ready, reach the arms overhead, reach the legs long, and create that nice full body stretch, getting as tall as you can. With the eyes closed, hug your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, coming into a fetal position. Then use the hands to help press you all the way up to seated, crossing the legs, sitting up tall. Hands come together at heart center, Anjali Mudra, and take a couple last deep breaths, scanning the body, noticing how it feels after your yoga practice today. Let's take one more nice deep inhale through your nose. Exhale all the air out the mouth, letting it go. Lifting your hands to your forehead, your third eye center, and bowing forward. Namaste.